The Habs' day at the draft, day 2, isn't quite done yet, but two of their most recent picks just needed to be talked about as they pick goalie Jacob Fowler with pick number 69, and then they go take Arber Xhekaj's brother, Florian Xhekaj, with one of their next picks. So I'm going to be breaking down these two picks for you on this episode of Habs Digest. And the first one I want to talk about is Jacob Fowler, and this is a guy that could maybe solve all the Habs' problems. Now, not right away. Jacob Fowler is a young goalie, played in the USHL last year with the Youngstown Phantoms, and he had a phenomenal playoff run in 9 games. He went 8-1 with a .952 save percentage, only 13 goals allowed in those 9 games. In the regular season, 40 games, .921 save percentage, .228 GAA, and he's committed to Boston College, round 3, number 69 overall pick. Jacob Fowler looks like he could be a very, very solid goalie in the NHL with some star potential. Let's take a look at what some people have to say about him. And in one scouting report here, this past season he had the best goals against average in the entire USHL, the best save percentage in the USHL, won the Clark Cup MVP, USHL Goaltender of the Year, led him to a 27-9-3 record, 5 shutouts, and he's going in a long line of elite Boston College goaltenders. You got Corey Schneider, Thatcher Demko, Spencer Knight. He should see significant playing time next year as the Eagles have no returning goalies. So Jacob Fowler is the goalie of the future for Boston College and maybe the goalie of the future for the Montreal Canadiens. Now, I know what you all are saying. Well, we have Sam Montembeault. We even have someone like Jakub Dobeš in the system. But here's where it gets interesting, right? Sam Montembeault, as we mentioned on the stream yesterday, if you caught the stream, thank you for stopping by. If you didn't, you can go watch the VODs, about 2.5 hours, see some funny reactions to some of the picks. But, you know, I think this pick right here just solidifies Montreal's future in a great way because Sam Montembeault is a stopgap goalie, at least in my eyes and Jesse's eyes. I think Sam Montembeault is an awesome number 1B kind of goalie. He showed some amazing potential with Montreal this year. But a long-term solution at the goalie position, I'm not sure that's what Sam Montembeault is. Cayden Primeau still just hasn't quite shown that he's ready at the NHL level yet. Again, he's still only 24, 25, so it's possible he has an NHL, level potential in him in the coming years. But someone like Jacob Fowler, a guy who put up .927, .921, and then a .952 save percentage in the playoffs with insane goals against average numbers. This is an 18-year-old goalie who's 6'1", who can really change your franchise, right? Now, I'm not going to go out here and say, like, he is a guaranteed superstar goalie. No, but looking through some scouting reports here, he really has some scouts on his side. He has a lot of positives. It seems like the scouting report on Jacob Fowler says his positioning is phenomenal. His hockey sense is one of the best that they've seen in any goalie prospect recently, and his puck handling skills are excellent. His ability to move the puck, make passes from the goalie position is something that a lot of NHL goalies lack. You see a lot of guys that just seem to misplay the puck. Even some of the top guys like Vasilevsky are prone to making some mistakes, but Jacob Fowler doesn't quite have that. Where Jacob Fowler's weaknesses seem to lie right now as an 18-year-old, that's his skating and his ability to transfer from one side of the crease to the other to get out to a loose puck before he can puck handle. That's where his weakness lies. So while in the USHL, he's able to get by with his excellent positioning, his hockey sense, being able to predict when something's about to happen and being there ready to make the save, and he has fantastic flexibility. His athleticism is solid, so he's really able to stonewall opposing offenses at the age of 18, but once he moves to a higher level eventually, maybe we'll see it a bit more in the NCAA this year, and if not, we'll see it in the AHL and then hopefully in the NHL in the future. His movement is not going to be... It's probably not going to fly. At a pro level where the passes are crisper, everything happens in a split second where you have to be super fast on your feet. That's something that Fowler struggles with at the moment, but regardless, he's still a very, very good goalie prospect, and from one website that I'm looking at here, Last Word on Sports, watching Jacob Fowler, there's a ton to like about his game. The poise, the strong hockey sense, decent size, and athleticism should be very tempting, especially for a goaltender predicted by many to go in the 3rd round. His upside is great. He needs to improve his skating and his high glove, which is often an issue for goalies coming in. But this scout says he reminds me a bit of Roberto Luongo. which is very interesting to say, right? Just the play style reminds him of Luongo, and he does go on to say, obviously, like, Fowler's going to need to improve his skating quite a bit, and definitely his high glove before he becomes something like that, but regardless, even if he only improves his skating a bit, the predictions seem to say that he'll be a solid NHL goalie at the very least. So, with seeing Jakub Dobeš's amazing college performances, seeing what he'll do in the AHL this coming year, plus having Jacob Fowler to watch at Boston College, I think it could be exciting to see that one position that the Habs desperately need besides some more high-end scoring, a goalie, right? They need that. So drafting Jacob Fowler in the third round, early in the third round, was it earlier? I guess no, it was later in the... No, early in the third round, because 69th pick, right? So early in the third round, Jacob Fowler is an awesome selection, and I'm pumped about it. Now, let's move on to the next thing here. The Habs doubled down on the Xhekaj family. That's right, there's another one. I mean, you've heard us maybe mention Florian Xhekaj before. It's funny because this Hockey DB page doesn't even have a picture. I mean, you can see him on Elite Prospects. But Florian Xhekaj, the 19-year-old left winger, left-hand shot, 6'2". His weight is now 185, not 175 anymore from the sources I checked. But 13 goals, 12 assists, 25 points in 68 OHL games for the Hamilton Bulldogs. 76 PIMs, as you can see, 3 points in 6 playoff games with 18 PIMs. So, from this quick snapshot, of course, he was drafted 101st overall by the Montreal Canadiens. He was ranked far lower than that, in the 150s by some, even in the 200s by others. But the Habs saw a chance and they had to go for it. Florian Xhekaj, again, if you couldn't tell by that, he plays a lot like Arber. Arber's brother, right, a little bit smaller than Arber, a little bit lighter, and I think about an inch or two shorter, maybe a similar height. But Florian lays the body. He's a left winger who lays hits left and right. He crushes opponents. Now, he takes a lot of penalties, but he also loves to fight. So you're basically getting Arber Xhekaj as a left winger. He is a true power forward. I mean, he doesn't put up crazy points, and that's actually a common theme you see with power forwards in the OHL. Like, sometimes they can go crazy, but just pure checking, fighting power forwards who still have a bit of a goal-scoring touch, you're not going to see a whole lot of points. So Florian Xhekaj is a really interesting pick for Montreal. You got to think Arber's very, very happy about this. Does Florian Xhekaj have NHL upside? Maybe. I mean, looking around at some people talking about what they saw when they watched him play in Hamilton, they say his skill is good, his speed is solid for his size, and his ability to fight and crush opponents, he kind of intimidates them, very similar to what Arber does. So to get that in a left winger is really interesting, right? Let's just maybe imagine a bigger Michael Pezzetta. Is that maybe what Florian Xhekaj could turn into? Now, the road to the NHL for Florian is not going to be easy, same as it was for Arber, because Arber, of course, was undrafted, worked at Costco, all this stuff. Florian Xhekaj, similar thing. Like, I think if Arber didn't have a great season this year, I don't think Florian Xhekaj is even getting drafted. But people saw Arber's skill. They saw his ability to turn it up when he needed to, and he truly is an NHL-level defenseman. When he was kind of passed on, people were like, oh, wow, well, there's another one. And the Habs are like, well, this is the other one at forward. Why don't we just take him if he does a lot of the same stuff Arber does? We love Arber, love his personality, and Florian plays a lot like him, so let's take a shot. And I think, why not, right? The Habs clearly in the last year or two have decided to go a little bit for almost a familial feeling, right? They picked Juraj Slafkovsky and then Filip Mesar, right? Another Slovakian. So they were friendly with each other, super, super happy that they each got drafted. They take Arber Xhekaj, the undrafted defenseman, who also played for Hamilton with his brother Florian, and now they decide to go take Florian, who's a number of years younger. Again, he's only 19, he's a left winger, so there's still some potential for Florian to turn into something, but clearly the work ethic in the Xhekaj family and the size and skill, you can't really teach that. Discipline, maybe. Florian, again, is a little disciplined, and I've seen some OHL fans say he plays a bit dirty, but, as Arber Xhekaj fans, we're kind of used to that, right? So Florian is basically Arber as a forward. It's a very interesting pick. Not what I expected. Honestly, I really did not expect the Habs to pick him, especially this early, at 101, but maybe they really liked him. Maybe Arber was telling him to pick his brother. I'm not sure, but regardless, it's a fun pick. It'll be really, really cool. Just in the future, can you imagine the double Xhekaj Habs? It's something really exciting, and it'll be very interesting to see how he pans out. But that'll do it for this news edition of Habs Digest. If you enjoyed, leave a like, a comment, subscribe to the channel. We're at over 6,100 subs now, on the road to 7,000, hopefully 10 soon. We really appreciate all the support you guys have been giving us, and we couldn't ask for more. I've been Josh Gosse. We'll catch you in the next one.